Hey friends, it is Jenna, what is up, and welcome back to the Board Game Garden, and welcome to probably the biggest haul that I've ever done on this channel. I am back from Gen Con. It is currently Wednesday right now. I got home on Monday night, and then I took yesterday off just to recuperate, because Gen Con is a lot. I actually went to Gen Con for the first time last year, and I worked a booth, which that was quite a lot as well, because you're just constantly talking to people, demoing games, showing people games, and then chatting just a ton. But then this year I went solely for the Board Game Garden. I booked a ton of meetings, got to meet a ton of people within the industry and just in general, the Board Game Garden community, all of those things. It was such a fantastic time, and I will be chatting a little bit more about it. I do have a vlog coming up after this one, so I am going to, at the end of the vlog, kind of do a little chat about like my experience and everything and my favorite parts and different things like that. But for this one, I'm showing you all the games that I brought home, which I'm gonna say right now, I brought home a lot of games, and I am so blessed and thankful for what I do for a living now. I do the Board Game Garden full time, and I am fully aware that this is a lot of games, and this is not a normal amount of games to be bringing home from Gen Con. So yeah, very thankful. Huge thank you to all the publishers for sending me home with some of these review copies. All of these are going to be shown on the channel at some point in some way, whether that be in reviews, monthly wrap-ups, live streams, top 10s, lists, different things like that. You guys will see these. But be sure in the comment section down below to add any of the games that you see today, the ones that you want to see me cover most. So if there's a game here that I show that you're like, I really want to know Jenna's opinion on that, or I really want to see how it plays, please let me know down in the comment section, and I will be sure to add those to the priority list for live streams and just playing in general. So yeah. That is everything, but without further ado, if you guys want to see all of the games that I brought home from Gen Con, then just keep on watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy. Also hit the subscribe button down below if you've yet to do so. We'd love to have you here in the garden. We are so close to hitting 30,000 garden members, which is crazy, and I do really want to do some sort of giveaway when I hit 30,000. So if you're not already subscribed, please do so. We'd love to have you. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this ginormous Gen Con haul, shall we? All right, so starting off the haul, I do want to show you all of the games that I did purchase myself. I do have a little stack here of about like 10 to 12 games that I purchased myself. So the first thing that I got, this is one of the ones that I knew I wanted to purchase, and that is the like expansion or just next box of That's Not a Hat. So this is That's Not a Hat Pop Culture. We have loved That's Not a Hat. It's one of our favorite party games. We've played it so many times, and when I saw that they were coming out with a new one, I picked this up from the Ravensburger booth. So that is the next That's Not a Hat. And then they had a little deal that you got this free game if you purchased That's Not a Hat. So this is I Found It, a hidden picture card game for ages 4+. So I do think I'm gonna just like gift this to my like niece or my nephews, one of them. I'm sure they will love it. So yes, picked up That's Not a Hat. I also picked up 2 games from 25th Century Games. They have sent me games in the past, but I really wanted to support them and just purchase a few small box games. So I actually wasn't going to purchase this one, and then we actually played this one on, I think it was Friday night or Thursday night. I played this with Tyler and Ilya from Kavre. I played it also with Johannes. I think Sunniva was on the side editing, but Johannes played this one as well, and also Jeff from the Dragon's Tomb. We played this, and it was a lot of fun. It's just this fun little push your luck kind of dice game. I had a lot of fun with it. So that is Sausage Sizzle from 25th Century Games. The art is from Ian O'Toole, so you know that it is amazing. And it's just a fun little light game. And then they also came out with a new trick-taking game called Jalapeno. But yeah, 3 to 9 players, trick-taking game. Very excited for it. It's from Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer, and it looks like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna try that one out. I picked up a lot of trick-taking games at this convention. So I'm very excited about that. But I also picked up that. Another trick-taking game that I picked up is this one right here. I picked this up from I think it was the Flat River Group booth, and it is designed by Reiner Knizia, which is interesting. I don't know if I know any other trick-taking games by Reiner, but yeah, this is a game where the tricks only stop at 10, which I don't really know what that means, but it looks cute. It's actually on one of my like 2024 challenges, so I figured I would just pick it up. I think it might be in like my century challenge where I have to play a game from each like century or each like 10 years, decades, I guess. But maybe, is it decades or is it, I think it's just like per year. I don't know. But anyways, got Foodie Forest. I also picked up a game from Alley Cat Games, which they did say that they would send this to me for review after Gen Con, but I didn't really want to wait, so I did pick it up. I also just like supporting publishers as well, so I really was excited about this one. This was probably one of my most anticipated of the con from Alley Cat Games, and this is the Fate Flip Washed Ashore. It is primarily like a solo game. It says 1+ players, so I guess you could play it solo and then also have more people. It's kind of just like cooperative kind of thing. So I picked up that, very excited for that. And then also they had a little deal where if you purchase something, you would spin the wheel, and then they were giving away some other games. So I spun the wheel and I got the cat game, which is Catstronauts. So I don't know what this game is, but very cute cat astronauts. I also picked up 2 games from Oink Games. This one right here is Drapulter, which this is one that I've played a ton with friends, and I really, really enjoy it. 2 to 5 players. It's a fun little dexterity game where you flip over a card. You have a bunch of items in your hand, and the card tells you what items you need to drop, and you can't like pick them out of your hand. You kind of have to move your hand around and only drop the ones that are on the card. And then also the points that you gain each round go into your hand as well, and if you drop those points, which are kind of like little bells, you lose your points. So that one I've been wanting to pick up for a while. And then this was another one of my most anticipated of the con. This is the Oink Games' newest title, which is Moving Wild. And this was actually a re-implementation of a game called Zuli, which I have been wanting anyways. And you can actually play this one solo, which is really cool. 1 to 6 players. I believe it has a little bit of like open or closed drafting, which I love. So I picked up that. I also got a bunch of things from Amigo. So I went to the Amigo booth and I picked up Kabanga, which this is a card game that I've played before. Absolutely love. It's such a good card game. The rules are so simple, but it's such like a fun card game. So definitely recommend that one. I picked that one up. And then I also played these at Canada Plays, and I've been wanting them ever since. These are the Pick-a-Pen line. So I played all 3 of these at Canada Plays with Ilya and Jamie from Foster the Meeple. And I decided, hey, I'm going to pick up all 3 of them because I really enjoyed all 3 of them. They, again, are Reiner Knizia titles, and they are roll and writes, but the things that you're rolling are the pens, which I think are cool, or like the pencil crayons. None of these have solo modes, so I was thinking if I pick these up that I could maybe create some solo modes for these, which I think will be pretty simple. So yeah, we got the Pick-a-Pen line. We have Pick-a-Pen Gardens, Pick-a-Pen Crypts, as well as Pick-a-Pen Reefs. So got all 3 of those. And then I also stopped by the First Fish Games booth. I covered their other like bigger title, which was Mistwind, and I really wanted to check out like the final copy of that because I only saw the prototype, and the final production copies are absolutely stunning. I was gonna pick up that, but it is a little bit expensive, and I was trying not to spend more than a certain amount, and I also didn't want to bring home any like ginormous games. But I did pick up this game from them, which is one that I played with my friend Aiden at, I think it was Breakout Con. It's called Town Builder Kovorden, and I've been wanting it ever since. You can play this one solo. One thing that I made sure I did when I went to Gen Con this year is I really wanted to make sure that I was only accepting primarily games that I could play solo, because it is really hard to get a lot of games to the table with other people. I do get together with friends quite often, but not like multiple times a week or anything. So yeah, that one you can play solo. And then lastly, this was kind of like a little bit of a, what do you call it? An impulsive buy, but I just had to. This was a really cool thing that they had there. This is the 10th anniversary edition of Sushi Go. This is not Sushi Go Party. I do have Sushi Go Party, but I did pick up this one. It came with a bunch of like fun exclusive things. It comes in this like bento box, which I think is so cool. And they only printed 10,000 copies, which is still quite a lot. But it comes with some like gold foiled cards and a bunch of different things in there. So I was excited for this. Also, I got a chance to meet Phil Walker Harding, which he actually knew who I was and said that he watched my videos. So Phil, if you're watching this right now, thank you so much. That's an honor. You are very talented, and it's very cool that I got this. So yeah, pick that up. That was fun. Those are all of the things that I purchased myself, and then I also have a bunch of small box games over here. So let's quickly go through all of these. A huge thank you again to all of the publishers for giving these to me for review. I'm very excited to play all of them. But the first that we are going to talk about are these 4 very, very small box games from Allplay. So these are their new, they have like smaller box games that are like a square, but these are like their small, tiny box games is what they call them. So we have here Fairy, which I actually had a chance to play at the convention. Very fun, big group, kind of just crazy, chaotic game. We also have this one here, which is Panda Panda. Not 100% sure how this one plays, but it says draw, discard, and pass for the winning hand. Very fun. We have this one here, which I think this is the one that I'm most excited about. This is called Prey. It is a trick-taking game. It says play 6 tricks as predators, then flip your cards and play 6 tricks as the prey that survive, which I think sounds very cool. And then lastly, we have this one here, which is Rainbow. This one looks very cute. Again, I don't really know how it plays, but it says a delicious card game where the cards you play are the points for the next round. Interesting. So those are the 4 tiny box games from Allplay. We also, or actually, I also met up with, I believe it was Diego. Diego has a game here that is still in prototype form, but he wanted to give it to me and see what I thought of it. It's called Mini Moons. I don't know if that is the name of it still, but thank you so much, Diego, for handing that over. I also got a second copy of Radlands, which I do already have a copy of Radlands, so I will probably be giving this one away at some point. But we also did get, this was in like a little goodie bag from a publisher. We also got the Cult of Chrome expansion for Radlands, so that's very exciting because Francis and I really enjoy playing Radlands together, so we have that. Next up is this game right here, which I'm actually really excited for this one. This is from Lucky Duck Games. It's called Quartz the Dice Game. I've heard some good things about it. I really enjoy dice games, so I'm sure I will enjoy that. We also have from the Op, this one right here. This is like a promotional edition, so I think it is slightly smaller. But this is a game called Flip 7. Apparently it's just a very simple, fun little card game that I'm excited to play. Also, the outside of it is like super shiny and stuff, so that's fun. I also got this in a little goodie bag, which I will say I already have a copy of this. This is called Flash 10. It is from De Beer, so I'll most likely put this in some sort of giveaway as well. Also from Lucky Duck Games, the Quartz Dice game is from Lucky Duck. This one is from Lucky Duck as well. This was actually one that I wanted to pick up at Gen Con, so I'm excited that it showed up in the goodie bag. But this is a solo roll and write experience. It's called Paper App Dungeon, which I think it's like a little like flip book. It comes with a little pencil, and like I said, it's a little bit of a roll and write, and it says includes a Oh, cool. It's kind of like the Pick-a-Pens where the pencil is actually the die. So that's fun. All right, next up is one that I have already played already, and this was one of my most anticipated for the convention. And spoiler, I absolutely loved when I played it for the first time. So when we got back to Alex's house, we did play this one. So this was on, I think it was Monday when we played this. Very fun, absolutely loved it. It does play solo, so I'm excited for it, but this is the Parks Roll and Hike from Keymaster Games. Also, this is one that I've played already as well. I played this on, I think, Sunday night with Amy and Maggie from Thinker Themer, Taylor from Taylor's Trick Taking Table, as well as Alex from Board Game Co. This is Rebel Princess. I did actually purchase another copy of this for my friend Kat, but yeah, we played this on Sunday night. Absolutely fantastic. I can probably see this one becoming one of my favorite trick-taking games. And then I also got the promo card here. This is the Carmesina Princess promo card, and it has like a little mirror on it. It's very cool. So that is that. I also got this from All Play. This was in a goodie bag as well. This is Lure. So this is one of their 1 minute to teach games, and I heard a few people at our Airbnb played this one. I wasn't there, but apparently it was very fun, and it's just this cool dice chucking game, so I'm excited to try that one out. And then moving on, we have 3 more trick-taking games. One of them is not really a trick-taking game, it's a shedding game, but these are the 3 from Bezier along with Rebel Princess. So we have Xylotar, which I've chatted about a few times. Very fun, deduction trick-taking game, which I think is cool. We also have this one here, which is Sandbag. I'm excited to try this one out. I also got this little promo pack for it. And then lastly, we have Sears Catalog, which this one I did have an opportunity to play as well. And this is not trick-taking, it is a shedding game. But I played this one with Johannes and Sunniva from Board Game Ramblings, and this one was very fun. I really, really enjoyed this one. So this is actually designed by Taylor Reiner, which is Taylor that I got to play some games with on Sunday night, and he was a wonderful human. I will put all of the channels that I briefly chat about, I'll put them down in the description, but yeah, that was very, very fun. Also from CGE, I got this one here. They showed me, I had a meeting with CGE, and they first off showed me SETI, which I am very excited about SETI. SETI is a very cool game. It sounded very, very interesting and very fun, so excited for that. But this right here is a smaller card game that they released. This is called Snatch It, and from what I saw, they kind of gave a little demo / overview of it, and it sounds like very cute, very fun little card game that I'm excited to try. Also, we have this one right here, which I was fully going to the Barrel Aged Games booth to purchase this one because this was one on my most anticipated list, and they did end up giving this to me, so huge thank you, Barrel Aged Games. But this is Planttopia, and this is from Daryl Chow. He is the designer of Walk and Roll as well, which is, I think, my actually number 100 in my top 100 games of all time. It's a wonderful little roll and write. But Daryl Chow is the owner of Ori Games, and he has a bunch of different card games that I'm super interested in, and Planttopia is one of them, and Barrel Aged Games has brought it to retail in North America, I believe. So very cute art, very excited about it. I also got this little promo here from them, which I do believe is just like a score pad, so that's fun. Love the art in that one. Another trick-taking game that I was really excited to pick up is this one right here. This is a 2-player trick-taking game. The art looks stunning. This is Lone Wolves. It is from Wonderful World Board Games, which I've worked with them in the past, and I am super excited to try this one out. It is a 2-player trick-taking game with area control, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Jiraku, which is another trick-taking game with area control that I enjoy. So I'm excited to try that one out. That's probably one of my more anticipated ones as well. So that's probably going to get to the table soon. Another trick-taking game that I picked up is in this little hedgehog right here. This was probably my most anticipated of the entire convention. If anyone throughout the convention asked me what game I was most excited about or what game I picked up that I was most excited to play, it was this one right here, and that is Park Life. So we have these two little boxes here. One is Park Life Hedgehog and one is Park Life People. These are both the like pocket editions, so they are nice small little boxes. They play 1 to 4 players, so you can play this one solo, and it's from the publisher Charming Games Collective. So huge thank you to, I believe it was Dylan. Thank you so much. This was, like I said, my most anticipated of the convention, and both of the boxes fit perfectly into this little hedgehog. I'm just so excited, you have no idea. So that is Park Life. And then, what do I want to show next? We have a few more small box games. This one right here is one that I'm super excited about. I love the original Tranquility, and this one here is Tranquility the Ascent. So Tranquility, I primarily play solo. It's a great solo game, so I'm excited to try this one solo. But it also plays up to 5 players, and I saw this at the Lucky Duck booth quite a bit getting played, and it looks very fun. So excited about that one. Also, this one right here is an interesting one. I love the art in this. I love the theme of this one. But this is Curses and Covens, which this is from Good Games Publishing. And basically it is a one versus many game where one person is the witch hunter and they are trying to, I believe, capture 5 witches, I think? No, it says here, form a coven of 3 witches to win. But I think that's if the witches, but I think the witch hunter has to do something else. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounded very cool when they were talking about it. It sounds very unique and very different. So I'm excited to try this one out. Plays 4 to 6 players. And then I also was able to grab this here from Pandasaurus Games. This is the Ships and Shores expansion for Beacon Patrol, which Beacon Patrol is a game that I love playing solo. So I will most likely play this one solo and tell you guys my thoughts on it in a sewing solo or in a, whatever it's called, a live stream. And then lastly, for smaller box things, this was a little bit of a surprise. So I was introduced to, I believe his name was Dylan as well, from Upper Deck, the marketing person for Upper Deck. And he actually gave me a few starting decks for the Neopets Battle Dome game. So we have Neopets Battle Dome trading card game. So I got the 2 starting decks here, which I've already opened. I am so excited about this because Neopets was like literally my life. And then also he gave me a booster box. So I might open these on a stream. We will see. Let me know if you guys want me to do a live stream opening Neopets trading cards. I think it'd be fun. But yeah, I loved Neopets growing up. So seeing that they were coming out with a Neopets tradable card game, or TCG, got me very excited. So yes, excited about that. And those are all of the small box games. I do have a small stack of some like medium-sized ones, and then we have the larger games. So let's get into those now. All right, so moving on to the next stack. This is all of like the medium-sized games and also some books, which I'm very excited about. So I actually had a meeting with Jamie from Foster the Meeple. She also works for Van Ryder Games. And the one thing that I was really intrigued by, and this is something that I never really knew that Van Ryder Games had available, were these graphic novel adventure books where basically they are like solo, choose your own adventure or choose your own story kind of books. So I was really intrigued by them and I got to take a few home. So yeah, I probably will be diving into one of these tonight. I was actually waiting to do this before I dove into one of them. So yeah, the first one here, Jamie gave me a few really good recommendations. So this one here is the Lily Van Helsing book. Very excited for this one. This is like the most like thin, small one. So I think I might start with this one. It looks very cool. We also have this here, which is the Dark Mage. it looks stunning. It's kind of, Jamie said it was a little bit of like a anime vibes. So we have that one here. And then lastly, this was the one that like really caught my eye. This is called Captive, and it looks like it's a little bit more of like a horror kind of story. It says on the back, only you can save her. So I'm very excited about these. Apparently they have a lot of these graphic novel adventure books, and they have, I think, one that is going to be fulfilling. I guess they put them up on Kickstarter as like a group of 5 books. And I think they're on like season 6 or season 7 of them. So yeah, they have even more coming out. So I am very excited to try these out. Next up, I got a final production copy of River Valley Glassworks, which if you guys do remember, or if you've seen, I did some coverage for this one. I did a preview of River Valley Glassworks, and then I also did a live stream of the solo mode, and I'm so excited to see like the final production copy of this. And then also I'm really excited to play the solo of this. So I might do a live stream of it or just play it on my own and tell you guys how it is in a video. But yeah, River Valley Glassworks, absolutely amazing game. I love it. It's a great puzzly game. And this one has like the foil. It looks absolutely amazing. I actually played it a little bit at the like All Play River Valley Glassworks event. And it looks great. So I also got this here too, which is the River Glass and Other Sundries little expansion for River Valley Glassworks. So it says 6 modules to expand your game with player powers and new scoring conditions. So I'm excited what these bring into play. Obviously some player powers and scoring conditions and stuff. So it brings a little bit more meat to River Valley Glassworks, even though I love how it's like a lighter kind of puzzly game that you can easily get to the table. But yeah, I'm excited to check out those. They're just a bunch of cards. I also, from All Play, got this right here. This is Habitats. I've actually really wanted to try this one out. I do believe this one has a solo mode as well, and I just feel like it's a great one for the channel, so I'm excited to try it out. And then I also did get some of the like really fancy deluxe components for it with all like the Animeeples. So I'm excited to try out Habitats from All Play. And then the next one, this is probably one of the ones that I'm going to try to get to the table as soon as possible because I've heard only good things about this one. And also it was one of my most anticipated of Gen Con. But that is from Studio H. This was given to me by Hachette, so a huge thank you to them. But yeah, this is Middle Ages. It looks absolutely fantastic. This box here just makes me very happy. There's like foil on the outside of all of these kind of windows, and like I said, I've only heard good things about this so far, so I'm excited to get this one to the table. I also have this, which I'm very excited about. I do already technically have this game, but this is a different edition of it from Incredible Dreams, and this is A Gentle Rain, but this is the Bloom edition. So this one has the like 3D flowers, which I'm really excited about. So I will probably have the smaller version as like a travel version, and then this is the one that I'll probably take out when I'm playing at home. It is absolutely stunning, and I cannot get enough of A Gentle Rain. This is actually one that I probably should have put into the like games that I could see getting into my top 100 games of all time, because I think A Gentle Rain is probably at this point already up into my top 100 because I have loved it so much. It's just like such a relaxing game. So yeah, A Gentle Rain. Another one that I've actually already started playing. Francis and I actually jumped into and started a campaign together, which yesterday was actually our 6-year anniversary, our 6-year dating anniversary. We started dating on August 6th of 2018. So yeah, we decided to play a board game together last night. So we decided to break this open. This is the Missing Expedition expansion for the Lost Ruins of Arnak. Both Francis and I love the Lost Ruins of Arnak, and this expansion adds a 1 to 2 player cooperative campaign. So we've decided to start the campaign together. So we played one of those last night, and spoiler, we're all already enjoying it very much. So that is that. I also, from Good Games Publishing, got this game here, which I wasn't sure if I was going to like this one or not, but I got a little bit of an overview and demo of it. This is Star Tycoon. It is a, I believe, 1 to 4 player game of putting like planets. It's like all about planets and stuff. It says, take your company to the stars in this intergalactic engine building game, claim planets, build production facilities, and play the market. So I heard that there was a like fluctuating market kind of stock thing, but then I got an overview of it and the stock part of it is not a huge part of it and it doesn't actually sound that bad. So very excited to try this one out. I also got a little promo for it as well. But yeah, this one actually sounds very, very cool. And apparently it has a great solo mode. So that is Star Tycoon. This is another one that I've already played, so that is great. We actually played this one on Monday as well at Alex's house. We got this one out and we also got Parks Roll and Hike out, and this is Biomos. I believe that's how you pronounce it, from North Star Games. And this box is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I really enjoyed this one. It's a great little puzzly game. I'm excited to chat about it more in a video, but that was very fun. We also, or I also got this one here, which another one that I'm very excited to get to the table. This is Chronologic Paris 1920. So this is a deduction game. It is, I believe, by the same designer as Turing Machine, which I haven't played that one yet. But I do think that this kind of like murder mystery theme appeals to me more than the Turing Machine theme. So very excited to try this one out. You can play it 1 to 4 players. So again, one that I can probably play solo on stream, or I can play it solo and then tell you guys in a sewing solo. And then lastly, for this stack of games, we have a party game here, which I had the opportunity of kind of playing with Alex, Amy and Maggie from Thinker Themer, and Taylor on Sunday night. But this is Captain Obvious. It is from Lucky Duck Games, and this is a really cool game where you're creating a sentence, and then it has to be a sentence that if you took out one of the words, it was still like easy to guess, if that makes sense. It says, a competitive party game where players have to write obvious sentences that are easy to guess even when missing a word, which I think is a very cool kind of concept for a party game. Plays 3 to 10 players, and from what I played, I didn't play like a full game. We played like a few rounds. It was very fun. So that is the second stack there. And then let's get into all of the rest of the games. I think we have like maybe 10 more games to go. All right, so getting into the last few stacks of games. These are like the slightly larger box games, the like square Ticket to Rise sized box games, aside from a few of them. But the first one here is from Good Games Publishing. The shrink wrap is coming off, but this is called Surf's Up. I do believe that this was one of the releases for Gen Con for Good Games Publishing, and it is called Surf's Up. It is for 2 to 6 players. I always love games that can play up to 6 players. And I had a little bit of a demo of this one, and it seems like a cute little game, so I'm excited to play this one eventually, but that is the first one there. I also have the Moving Out expansion for Decorum. I love Decorum. Francis and I have enjoyed playing that one together, and this kind of brings in like another puzzly aspect of it, where you're putting the different furniture items into a car, which the little car is just the cutest thing in the world. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but yeah, love it. Can't wait to try this one out. Yeah, if you've never heard of Decorum, it's like a cooperative deduction kind of game. Super fun. Another game from Good Games Publishing. This is one that I've been super excited to try out. My friend Aiden has a copy of this and he has said it's really, really good. And now I have my own copy and I really want to play this one solo. So yeah, it says on the back here, 1, roll your elemental dice, which love the sounds of that. Shape elements with alterations, craft and combine spells, and cast to perform heroic deeds. Sounds amazing. Super excited for this one. That is Mercurial, if I did not say yet. Very excited for that one. Next up is one that I'm not quite sure about, but we will see. This actually can play solo, and I think that's the reason why I wanted it because you can play this one solo. I've heard some good things about just Magic Maze in general. I've never actually played Magic Maze, but this is Magic Maze Tower. So this is from Sit Down Games, and this is a standalone game called Magic Maze Tower that can be played 1 to 4 players. It's an interesting size box because it's actually pretty thin and it's really like hefty actually. So very interested in this one. It looks very cute. We'll see how it goes, but that is Magic Maze Tower. Another kind of, I don't know if Magic Maze is a dexterity game, but a dexterity game that I'm very excited about right here is Nikojima. So this is one that I've heard nothing but good things about. Francis has been really enjoying dexterity games recently, and I feel like this one will be a huge hit with family and friends. We have been really enjoying some fun dexterity games, and this one, I'm sure you guys have seen it, but you're putting these like poles and balancing the poles on top of other poles and then trying to put cats onto these like electrical lines. And yeah, it looks like a fantastic game. I've heard nothing but good things, so I'm excited to try that one out. That is Nekojima. And then this is one that I'm super excited about. I keep on saying that for pretty much every single one of these games, but just know there are so many games that I got during Gen Con that I just am so excited about. So apologies for like repeating that over and over again, but this right here is Harvest. I am very excited for this one, like I just said. But yeah, it's funny because this one actually has a few characters. There is Penny, which is the pig character, and my dog's name's Penny. There is this little like cardinal character that's name is Rose. My middle name is Rose. It's just kind of funny, the like connections like of things in my life. But yeah, that is Harvest. Super excited about this one. It is from Keymaster Games. I do believe that I also got a little promo for that one as well, for this wolf here, Willow the Wolf. Very cool. And then lastly on this side, I have Spectacular. So this was another one that I was super excited about and anticipating from Gen Con. I put it onto my most anticipated list. It's from Chili Fox Games, and I cannot wait to try this one out. The cover is probably one of my favorite covers that I've seen in a while. So yeah, that is Spectacular. I've actually heard some good things about that one. We were meaning to play it at Alex's house on Monday, but we didn't get a chance to, so I will hopefully be able to play that one soon. All right, so moving on to the last stack, there are 6 more games here, and these are all like the bigger boxes. So the first one is Gnome Hollow. This was probably one of my most anticipated of the convention. This was actually in my most anticipated games of 2024 as a whole, so you guys have no idea how excited I am about this one. It is actually already opened. I'm excited to learn it and play it. Only issue with this one is it doesn't have a solo mode, which is totally fine, but it is going to be a little bit more of an effort for me to get it to the table because I'm going to have to find some people to play it with, but I'm sure that a lot of my friends will want to play this one. So that is Gnome Hollow. It was all the rage at Gen Con. That was probably one of the like bigger releases of Gen Con, so awesome for the op. Next one here is from Lucky Duck Games. And also Tangerine Games is the original publisher, but that is Nestlings. So I've heard some really good things about this one. It looks really cool. It's all about birds and it looks beautiful, and I don't know anything about the gameplay, but I'm very excited to check it out. It does have a solo mode, so that is great. So that is Nestlings. Next one here is one that I've wanted to try. This is also from Bezier. So this is Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. I've heard some great things about this. Actually, I just recently heard, I think it was Michelle and Billy from Second Star to the Left. They raved about this one. I think it was in like their top games of all time. So that is great to hear. I really, really enjoy roll, flippin' right kind of games. And this one I believe is that. It also plays solo, so that's great. Next one, this game is stunning, and I've heard really good things about the original game of this. That is Yokohama. So this is 2 to 4 players, so it doesn't have a solo mode, but I actually was very close to buying the original version of this because I've heard some really good things about it. And I do think that Board Game Bliss has a few more copies of like the first printing of this, but this publisher here, which is Synopsis Games, Synopsis Games, is reprinting Yokohama as this beautiful, beautiful edition. So I'm super excited about this one. It says includes 2 mini expansions, which is exciting. So that is Yokohama. Next one here, this one I'm so excited about, guys. This is one that I did cover in the past and I now have a finished copy of, and that is Wild Gardens. So Rose Gauntlet Entertainment did have final production copies for sale. So that is awesome. So yeah, very excited to check out the final production of that. I also did get the 3 little expansion packs here, and I did already open this one here because this is like the media pack, and that is because I have the Board Game Garden card. Oh, it's so cute. So it says Board Game Garden, and it's me holding my 2 dogs, if you guys can't see there. So cute. There's also Salt and Sass. We have Raina and Phil, the brothers Murph, Tim Chewin, Thinker Themer, Watch It Played, Rodney, as well as Before You Play, Monique and Naveen. A lot of those people that I just mentioned, I got to hang out with this weekend or during Gen Con, so I'm really, really happy about that. And then you also have some different food items. I actually just got this for dinner last night, some tonkatsu ramen for Francis and I's anniversary, so that's awesome. I also got some chai tea, some soup, some other tea, pickled sea pods, interesting. So yeah, these are just some expansion packs. We got the media expansion pack, the team expansion pack, and the community expansion pack for Wild Gardens. So that is that. And then lastly, I didn't think I'd get a copy of this, but this is Kyoto no Niko, or no Neko. I think it's no Niko. But this one I'm very excited about. I actually don't know the player count. 2 to 4 players, and I do believe this is a cooperative game. So not sure if I'm gonna love it. We will see, but it might be a cooperative game that I really enjoy. I saw this like out on the table at the Matago booth, and it looks amazing. There's like these little cat miniatures, and I am just very excited for it. The art is absolutely stunning, but yeah, that is Kyoto no Niko. I cannot wait to play this one. All right, friends, so we have finally made it to the end of this huge, ginormous Gen Con haul. Like I said, this is probably the biggest haul that I've ever had, and I am so excited to jump into all of these games. There is a lot, so it's going to take a bit, but like I said in the intro, please let me know down in the comment section what games you would like to see first, so I know kind of the games that I can prioritize and play. Obviously, like the smaller card games and stuff are going to be a little bit easier for me to get to the table, as well as any games that have solo modes are going to be the easiest to get to the table. I cannot wait to break these out and play them. A huge thank you again to all of the publishers for sending me home with some awesome games that I'm so excited about. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, like I said throughout the video, there's a few of them that I've actually already gotten to the table, which is amazing. I think I was able to play probably about like 10 of them thus far already, so that is awesome. So I'm gonna have some content coming out for you guys this month in August, and yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed, please give this video a big thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button down below if you've yet to do so. We'd love to have you here in the garden. Comment down below what one of these games you want to see me play most, whether that be on a live stream or just if you want to hear my thoughts on it, let me know. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Remember, you are somebody's reason to smile, and I will see you in the next board game video. Bye, friends.